the questions you're asking are just Donald Trump's proven ability to manipulate the psyche of the people he's trying to scare the hell out of. I mean, this is a person who says, okay, I can't win on my own, but people will believe whatever I tell them as long as it's bad. And I'll say I'm great and they're terrible and you should be scared. So I think, you have to say to people, this doesn't work. We're now at a time when we have to fight the COVID epidemic together. We have lost far more people than we should have. We have tens of thousands of people who are dead today because we did a lousy job of responding to it because we played politics with it. It was all brag and blame, brag and blame, brag and blame, divide. And I think somebody needs to say, you can live this way from now on if you think it'll make you happy. But this has never worked. This only works for the politicians that are trying to take advantage of you. And, and we have to point out what they have to lose too. What all these people who think they ought to listen to this. We all need health care, and he's still in court trying to get rid of it. We all need safe streets.
When people are dying.
That's
right. It needs to be tested. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. We all need these things. And now we need to rebuild the economy and somehow talk about being born on third base and claiming he hit a triple. He inherits 6.5 years of economic growth. The first 3 years of job creation in America under him were fewer jobs than the last 3 years under Obama. And yet a majority thinks, he did a peachy keen job in the economy before the coronavirus, even though the only thing he really did was pass a tax bill, which a majority rejects. It's all rhetoric. He's just a genius at manipulating the psyche of people who are used to getting their news in short billets. And you just have to say, look, we need to try to get our politics as near as we can to the way we'd like to live. And I think we can honestly say to a lot of the good people that are torn on the other side, say, look, the biggest difference in Donald Trump and Biden, or Hillary and me, anybody, is that we look at you, even if we disagree with you, we want you welcome to be part of our America. He needs you, us, to be unwelcome, to not be part of his America, because he can't live without somebody to badmouth. Because then he'd have to get up every morning and decide to go to work and figure out what to do. And that's boring. It doesn't give you as many clicks. And he doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, I think Michelle Obama did a great job just basically saying he doesn't know how to be president. All he knows to do is be a reality TV star, and that's what he's going to continue to do. And that's why we're going to have to convince everybody, April, to turn out and vote as though their lives and their livelihoods depend on it, because you know what? They do. They truly do.
But, Secretary Clinton, I'm going to tell you, this is 2020. It's become one of the worst years ever. But this is 2020. This is not 1950, 1960. And in America, we're concerned about putting our ballot in the post office.
Yeah.
That is a problem. The post office is now becoming a lightning rod. It's become a tool for this president to suppress the vote. So understanding this, and this is almost like a third world country. And I hate to say it. I mean, I'm like, who are we? Where are we? I don't recognize the White House. I've been there for 4 presidents. Y'all know, y'all saw me. I don't recognize this. I don't recognize justice. I don't recognize the rule of law has been broken. I don't recognize this country that I used to believe that I was part of. We, the people who are still forming a more perfect union, still forming in the midst of growing pains. How do we, in the midst of this, a direct effort from the President of the United States, how do we vote without using the mail service to make sure our vote is counted, to make sure our vote gets there?
Look, I think you're right to sound the alarm about the post office, because I think they are engaged in a hostile takeover of the post office that will slow down mail delivery and slow down, our ballots. That's why you need to get, again, I go back to Michelle Obama's speech. Get your ballot early, fill it out as soon as you get it, send it in. So there's no excuse. It's got time to get there. If you're worried about the mail-in ballot, and lots of people rightly are, find out about early voting in your state. Most states have early voting. Go and vote and take friends and family with you. And if you can't vote early and you're not comfortable mailing in your ballot, then clear the decks to be there to vote on election day, no matter how long they make you wait. Because in some parts of the country, that's a strategy. Make people wait for hours, make people get discouraged, make it complicated. The group that I started after the election, Onward Together, we are supporting lawsuits against states and localities that are not providing early voting, that are not providing good mail-in voting, that don't provide drop boxes for people to put their mail-in ballots in. All of the things that we know will make it more secure. But don't let anybody discourage you, because that's their whole objective, April. They want to make it complicated. They want to make it hard for people. And we just, no matter what obstacle they put in their way, I keep thinking about those beautiful pictures from the first free election in South Africa. And all those South Africans waiting for hours to be able to vote. And
that happened during your time in the White House.
It did. And I have one of the ballots. We have, and the ballots, because the rate of illiteracy was high, they have pictures of people, pictures of the party, pictures of the candidates. So think about what, not just our ancestors, what brave people like the late John Lewis went through to get the vote here, but think about what people, 10, 20 years ago went through to be able to vote.